Hi guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to really challenge myself. I'm going to be jumping into this freezing cold river to test my survival skills, test my bushcraft knowledge, and just to sort of find out what happens when you jump into a freezing cold river fully clothed. And it's a bit of a scary one, I'm not going to lie. It's definitely pushing myself outside the comfort zone, but I just want to see how I can do it and if I can do it. So don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. I'm really trying hard here, and hope you like it. So guess I better go jump in, eh? Oh. I'm gonna go jump in over there because there's a nice deep bit. Alright, so that's something called cold water shock, or cold shock. I just got to control my breathing now. Now if I was floating downstream, now's when I would be putting my feet forward, making sure I wasn't hitting any rocks, and just concentrating on not drowning. But I think I'm okay here. So I'm going to head out. Oh. Let's see if I can make a fire. Jesus, that's cold. Right. It's cold. So first thing you got to do is try and dry off. So, get yourself stripped off. This is really bad. Yeah, try and get all your clothes off. Try and dry them out as best you can. I'm starting to settle in with this actually. It's a lovely day actually, this is a warm day. I think that's me getting delusional already. Now, the good thing about fleece and synthetics is that even when they're a bit wet, they still keep you reasonably warm. But I think there are extreme limits. It's definitely rule number one. And get everything wringed out. This is if you haven't got a change of clothes. If you've got a change of clothes, put them on. I've got a change of clothes sitting there just in case I get really cold, but I'm going to try not to use them. So, drip off as much as I can. Funny, because all this stuff I'll be watching YouTube videos on how to do this, and I thought might as well try it. So, only do it if you've got You know, I've got somewhere warm I can go to pretty quick from here. This is not far from our house. But I'm trying to be reasonably sensible about it. Unless you try these things, you never know what it feels like. Before you get all excited, I'm not going to get totally naked in this one. I've got my Under Armour on. I'm going to keep it on. Should drip off pretty easily. That's when it gets really important that you're not wearing jeans and things like that when you go hiking. It just make life so much harder. Maybe not the most necessary thing, tiny shoelaces again, but so far I'm actually not feeling too bad. Might change, but I'm just going to try and get a fire going. I reckon once I got a fire going, then I'm pretty much safe. There's not any risk. Otherwise I just look like Cousin It from the other family. Okay. What we got in there? Also a good test on my backpack. Hey, look at that! They're actually pretty dry. I was really worried that they were going to end up soaked. Okay. Let's take this off. Right then. Whew. Find some firewood. Maybe not where everything's getting drippy. Guess I'll actually have to use these. That's good though, that means that this should burn pretty well. because if you put your tongue on wood, you can tell it's really dry, because well, if it's wet, your tongue will melt the ice. When it's this cold and all the wood's frozen, it's kind of hard to tell whether something's dry or just frozen. Well, I guess I'll find out in a minute when I try and burn it. Apparently you lose heat 25% faster wearing wet clothes. That's why I've kept my top on. Although I do plan on putting it back on in a minute, once it's finished dripping and once I got a flame. I'll get the heat from the fire and hopefully it'll go nicely. I'm trying to make feather sticks through a knot. That's not going to work, is it? Get it? Knot it over. Sticks. There. Good to carve. Probably not the best log, just sort of grab whatever I have. Oh my goodness. How the simplest things become quite tricky. Holding a knife. I'm just gonna some thin sticks. I feel like I'm getting quite dry. My whole upper body is now pretty much dry, so I'll be losing a lot less heat, although I'm still not fully, but I can actually feel I'm losing more heat through my legs than I am through my upper body. But until I get really cold, I'm not going to go proper Bear Grylls style, butt naked. People walk their dogs along here, you know. You get somebody phoning the cops. I might get that anyway. This is pretty weird as far as normal people go. Right. I'm getting somewhere here. If I was to feel myself starting to get cold before the fire's going, I would generate heat by doing, you know, burpees or star jumps or go for a little run or something like that. So at the moment I feel kind of okay. Like, I don't know, it's pretty cold, but I don't feel like I'm anywhere close to getting hypothermia or anything like that. I want this fire to catch first time. Sometimes it's worth spending a little bit more time for the prep work. I don't know if this will work. Never tried flat wood once it's got wet. Let's give it a try. I'd rather use a stainless steel blade. I find a striker works better. Plus, if you do ever lose your knife, you'll be glad you got a striker attached to your front arm. It's a really safe backup plan. You can make fire without a knife.
bad fire prep.
You know what? This is a prime example of rushing things. Don't rush things. Try and rush.
Never pays off. I was going to make more filler sticks, but that was fine, fine. Try that again. Still not the biggest blunder. Slightly better. Over here again, that worked better. think this wood's all just a bit damp. Right, I'm starting to get a little bit chilly now. Third time's a charm. Really. Really carve up a lot of this handle now because that's me starting to shiver. That's not a good thing. I don't know whether it's because my flint rod went in the water, so this fat plane is well damp. As far as I'm understanding, it should light even when it's been wet, so. It doesn't seem to be lighting though. It's just all this wood. Dripping all over it. That didn't take too long. a little bit, and then start thinking about going getting some other logs. I'm going to build this up to big enough to warm me up.
It's going pretty good now. Ready-made fire stick, or feather stick. That's handy. We're getting somewhere now. That took way too long now.
Tiny bit of heat, but it's still a bit of heat. Right.
So, I think this is about as close as I can get to a real life situation in a slightly controlled environment. Like I say, I'm pretty close to my house and stuff like that, and you know, there's other things around that can help me. Usually I'm out as far away from people as I can get. But it's all the same, you know. That was it. Flint rod and a knife. Not really actually used my saw that much, so yeah, that's about it. And now the next stage is I would set up a tripod over the fire with 3 sticks, hang my clothes there, dry them, keep warm by the fire myself, and just keep building it up. Maybe boil up some water, have a hot drink, but I don't feel like I would really need that. The wind's died down a little bit, which is handy. But yeah, it's just, oh, it's actually good. It's kind of nice getting in the smoke. Like, usually you try and stay away from the smoke. The smoke's nice and warm. This is getting a little bit thick now for just snapping. Also, yeah, now I'm really feeling the heat from that. I might film a little bit more, but as far as this video goes, hope you enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up. Hopefully my little nipples didn't poke you in the eye. I'd just like to say a huge big thank you to Natalie for being my camera lady today. Done a great job. Had some rope in case I got swept down the raging river. And a nice dry fleece. Oh, that's better. It actually wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I was expecting it to be a lot colder, and that cold shock, that cold body shock that you get when you jump into anything cold. I was really expecting that to be a lot more of a shock. Like it kind of took my breath away a little bit, but not as much as I was expecting. So
yeah, that was a interesting experiment.
Yeah, I got some hot chocolate now. I think I earned it. You want some, honey? Come get some hot chocolate. I know you want some. You go. I'm like a bit cold, but I'm not that cold. That makes an amazing difference. I would say definitely getting a pot on the fire, boiling up some water. Yeah, that's a win. Like I say, I can't spend too much time here because this is just quite close to houses and things like that, and it was just a place that had a decent sized river. But that's the biggest problem in Britain, is a lot of the nice rivers near, don't fall in the fire, near where people live. Lots of people walk past, so it's not really ideal for bushcraft, but for something like this it's great fun. So that's my trousers drying off loads. This fire, I could keep loading it up, make it a lot bigger, but I'm drying out pretty good, even with this little fire. So I'm quite confident that I survived this one, and if it ever happens to me when I'm out in the middle of nowhere, you know, hours from help, I know that if I fall into a freezing cold river, I can get out, I can make a fire, and I can dry my clothes off. And it will probably, you know, change the adventure, but I don't think it would kill me or even put me in a significantly dangerous position. So that's a really nice feeling. It gives me a lot more confidence now going out. You know, if I have to walk across a log or anything across a river, you know, these risky moments, I feel a lot more confident with myself now. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I'm going to possibly be doing a few more survival videos, so if you got any suggestions, leave them in the comments below, and I'll see you for the next one. Thanks. Oh, this seems sad. After all I've been through, she flings a snowball at me. Tell you what, man, it's a hard life. Okay, let's get the heck out of here.